So today we have Tan Chanvit here. Came here to help making a platform for the Buddha that we're going to move from the barn to the meditation hall. And this platform is quite heavy, and it was quite fast as well. All what you need is, you know, the amount of a wood you need and amount of nails that you need, and you have a design in your head, and that's it. Once the material came, and it was kind of quite easy. So he has a experience of these constructions, making things. He already installed I think 4 summer houses in Wimbledon, and he also came up here to help in our garden room as well. So it was quite easy for him, but when he was talking to me, it doesn't make sense to me at all. And it was like, okay, how many you need? Whatever amount he said that we need this, we need that, and this much of amount, and then okay. And then a particular wood, he ordered 25 of them. And I was questioning myself, why that so many woods? And he said, initially he said that need 20. Then 20, and then he again calculated and said, no, we need a 25. Right? And my mind was thinking, goodness, that's a lot. But after it arrived, so much easier, and then can see why that many needed. So that's perfectly calculated that this much of amount needed. So then it's much easier to make things. Now that's similar in the practice of a meditation too. If we have enough information and how to do it, and knowing the procedures and ways to do it, then all what we need is to put in an effort and do it. So that's the same thing I was reflecting, that sometimes we know, but if you do not put it into action, then that doesn't transform. And in order to see the benefit, or in order to see the outcome of this practice, actually we have to put into action. Then we will get the benefit of it. And that's the same within our practice of meditation too. When we truly meditate and truly practicing, then what happens that gradually our perception will change, and the way we look at things will change, and the way we perceive things will change, and then in the meantime our reaction to those things also changes as well. Our reaction to things which normally we react so quickly and rapidly becomes a little bit slower, and this is again sometimes if we look at from the commercial side, then you say, oh, meditation actually slowing the productivity down. I remember when I was studying at the university, there was one gentleman, he was doing research for the master's degree, and his thesis was on mindfulness, effect of a mindfulness in the productivity. And I was one of the interviewer. So he came to interview with me, and then I gave him an interview, and he was asking about the reactions from one who is practicing meditation, mindfulness. And then when I explained to him that once you have been practicing meditation for some times, your reaction will be a little bit slower. And he said that in that case, the productivity will be lessened. Do you think that that is good for those who are in a production business? And I was a bit puzzled as well. And then later on, then when I think he gave me his book as well, his dissertation. I haven't read yet, but when I look at that, at that very moment, I wasn't sure how to answer. But actually, if you look at that, the way we respond, once we had been practicing and then we got to understand this practice, then the way we respond to things, although maybe a little bit slower, but on to the point. They will be less likely to get things done wrong. I will be more careful on to the things that we are doing. So that's why there is a word called a sampajanya, which is having a clear comprehension. As we develop our meditation, and then as our mind becomes stabilized and stable, focused, then gradually this clear comprehension or fully aware, the state of the mind develops. With that development, then when we are making decisions onto something, then that decision will not be under the impression of any sort of a biasness, but it will be under the true nature of it, and onto the direct point. There will be no bias onto like I like it because of this, and because of that I dislike it, and so this is not good, not something like that. And this is the benefit of the practice of a meditation. And then obviously, being a human, we will make wrong decisions onto so many things, regardless of a who. And when we make those wrong decisions, again, we just need to, okay, that's been done, now how can I solve it? Not going to solve the previous decision, but find the way out. It's like, I normally give a simile of when we are driving to somewhere and then we lost way. We lost the path, so lost the way, and then we reach somewhere else. What do? We're not going back to the turning that previously we have done, which we didn't know which one. We rather than going back there, we will be planning that okay, now I am lost. So just observing that what's happening around now and what should I do now. So observing the situation, observing the mind and the body, and then planning ahead. So with that, seeing clearly that okay, now I am lost. Now I need to find the way out. So with that, taking the time, and then we drive again, to find the right destination. And until we find the right destination, we will be driving. So like that, when we gradually develop our mindfulness, then that's actually always giving us this chance to investigate it, and understanding the knowledge or wisdom to get over with it, and rather than frustrated and depressed or stressed out what to do next. So just keep calm, breathe in, and then move on to like that. In that case, actually, sometimes can be very difficult too. I have been experiencing this quite a lot lately. there is a pressure completing my dissertation. Okay? And then I've been writing in it. And then recently I had a long discussion with my advisor. And my advisor asked me to change this, change that, and add this, add that. And then now, after finished discussion with him, every time when I open this file, somehow I say, there is a sense of don't want to continue, and then a sense of why this irrelevant information I have to add in here. In my view, that's irrelevant, but from his point of view, that's important. I like that. And then with that, sometimes if I become aware of that feeling in my heart, then I can continue. And after, for some minutes, then that feeling gradually dissipates. But if I was not mindful at that time, and then it took over, then what I do, I move on to something else. So probably writing some information on the Facebook, or designing some posters. So move on to something else rather than focusing on that. Then after a while, then realize, why am I doing this? I turn on this computer to do this job, but end up doing this job. So that things happen, So that's why whenever we divert our attention from the one to another, those situations, if we are mindful and we are onto that particular moment and able to grasp it is straight away, and having a clear understanding of that, then we will be able to continue practicing on the path. Otherwise, simpler way, and then we are off the train, off the track. And then what happens later on? Now again, in those cases, okay, I will do it again. I will try my best to do it next time. That's the way how we will get this insight and then benefit of the practice of meditation. But obviously, continue practicing will help. And whenever these things happens, again, and then I move on. Right? So I offer this as a reflection for tonight's practice. So let's practice meditation.